over 90% of the world's helium currently is produced as a byproduct of natural gas. And this is really where Rift is very important, because Rift is not associated with hydrocarbons, not associated with natural gas. So it is going to be primary helium. We're not going to be a byproduct.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by Charlie FitzRoy. He is CEO of Rift Helium. Charlie, congratulations on announcing the intention to float. Could you give us a short outline of the company, where it operates, the experience of the team, and so on?
Yes, so good to see you again, Stephen. Rift Helium is a helium exploration group, and we've obviously been very busy getting ready to list, which we'll be listing our name very shortly. We've got a license adjacent to proven helium areas in Tanzania. So it's not a frontier risk story. It is a very strategic story. Currently with the market, you're seeing what's happening in Iran with helium production has been hit dramatically from the natural gas facility in Qatar being offline. And everyone has really understood how strategic it is to have primary helium projects. And that's what Rift is all about. It's developing a project which is not associated with hydrocarbons in a proven basin in a smarter, more efficient way, because we're the third mover in country, and we've learned from what our neighbors have done over the years. And that's really what it is all about. It's a very simple story. And we've got very strong advisors with Tom and Neil in the background who set up Rift Helium, and also doing very well with Pulsar. We've got a very strong management team who've operated in Tanzania and also in helium. So we've got all the key things lined up to be able to develop this in a very efficient, smarter way. And we're looking forward to getting going.
I mean, as you said, helium very much in the spotlights at the moment with everything that's going on in the Gulf. Give us a quick overview of the markets and why you think it's such an exciting place to be, Charlie.
Well, I think it goes back to what you said about the Gulf and the fact that because Qatar's natural gas production is offline, that has taken out about a third of the world's helium production, because over 90% of the world's helium currently is produced as a byproduct of natural gas. And this is really where Rift is very important, because Rift is not associated with hydrocarbons, not associated with natural gas. So it is going to be primary helium. We're not going to be a byproduct. Helium is not going to be the secondary product. And where we are located in Tanzania is perfect for the helium market, because about 60% of the import market for helium is Asia, and the other 30% is Europe. So we are located ideally to be able to get to those markets efficiently. And with helium, the main growth driver is semiconductors. And Asia is very semiconductor driven, as we've seen from the supply disruptions of helium from the Iran conflict. Semiconductor demand and production has been impacted by that. So that is really the growth market we're primed to support.
As you mentioned, Charlie, you've raised £8 million for the company as part of the IPO. Could you give us a breakdown of what that'll be used for, what the upcoming catalyst for investor look like, and where it'll take the company in terms of delivering production?
Yeah, so really what the first thing is 3D seismic. So we are going straight onto our flagship license where we have majority of our resource. We've got a CPR we did with NSAI, which gives us a P50 resource of 19 BCS of helium, which, in put it into context, the global demand for helium last year was 6.5 BCS. We've got a sizable asset, which is the key thing too, because it's great having a primary helium project, but if it's not scalable, then it's not so important. And ours is scalable, as you can see from that. So that is the key thing. We're starting with 3D seismic, which will give us a very clear targeting. And then next year, in first half of next year, probably Q2 time, we'll be drilling, and we'll be doing two targeted wells. And the beauty of our projects compared to other ones in the region is we are shallower. We're sort of between 500 to 1,000 meters we're targeting. So we're not doing deep holes. So that's why we've been very efficient with our capital. And that 8 million gives us 3 seismic and also 2 wells. So in just over 12 months, we'll be drilling in our prospects in Tanzania. So it's a very exciting time.
One last question, Charlie. How do you see Rift as differentiated from other helium and resource plays in the listed markets?
Well, Tanzania has the benefit of having high helium grade worldwide. If you look at byproduct production, the grades for byproduct production, which is over 90% of the world's helium, is very low. So you're talking 0.3 to max 1%, something like that. We are not associated with hydrocarbons, so we're associated with nitrogen. And that is great, because nitrogen and helium, both inert gases. So it's perfect. And the fact that we're in a basin which has proven helium is ideal. And we've had our peers have done the great pioneering work of testing what works, what doesn't work, and also getting the government up to speed on helium. So all the work done in the background since 2016, when Helium 1 and Noble, Helium 1 started in 2016, Noble later, they've done a huge amount of work basically getting everyone in Tanzania up to speed on helium, and the logistics are developed so we can benefit from all of that. So that's why our cost profile is so efficient. I think that's what gives us that advantage. And then also our advisors, Neil and Tom, Pulsar is doing fantastically in the States. We're learning from them, understanding from them. And also we've got guys in the team who've been experienced and done helium before in Tanzania. So that's really what sets us apart. It's that and able to be the third mover, we can do this smarter and more efficiently because of the learnings we've taken, and also the team as well. So we're very lucky in all those fronts, and everything is looking positive for a very good year ahead, and then into drilling next year.
Charlie, congratulations again on that pending IPO. I hope you'll keep us updated on your progress.
Thanks, Stephen.
Charlie FitzRoy, CEO of Rift Helium.